Leo, and a very warm welcome to your 2018 forecast. So I'm going to start out with a big event that happened just at the end of last year, 2017, which is Saturn going into Capricorn, sign of its rulership, where it's very strong, here in your 6th house, where it will stay pretty much for the next 3 years, resonating along with Pluto. So what does this mean for you? Well, Saturn and Pluto coming together in this 6th house of work, health and service is going to give you a wonderful opportunity to restructure anything to do with your health, your well-being, to go to the soul level, because sometimes anxieties, worries, things that come out in the physical body as ailments or chronic diseases stem back to a deep fear of childhood, some kind of a shock or trauma that you might have experienced. And here is a wonderful opportunity with Pluto and Saturn together for you to free yourself, to become liberated from all those things in the past that have maybe clung into your physical cellular structure. And you can find energetic ways of freeing yourself, of getting yourself into really optimum health. And that's what Saturn does in this house, gives you an opportunity to really redefine well-being, what it means for you, exercise, movement, what you're eating not only physically, but what you're eating emotionally and vibrationally are going to be important as well. So how are the vibrations in your home? How are the emotions with your relationships? All these are going to be important, in-depth areas that you'll be able to explore and really cleanse and clean yourself during this Saturn ingress into your 6th house. It's also an important time where you can restructure your time, your working day, what you want to do with your work. And it's also an important time where you can look at, how can I feel more productive? How can I feel as though I'm really contributing in a deep Pluto and meaningful way? So I'm going to go through important dates coming up during the year. And at the end of the video, there'll be a list of all these important dates, so you'll have something to refer to afterwards. So really importantly is that the eclipses this year are activating you, Leo, what with a solar and lunar eclipse in Leo, and eclipses in Aquarius in your opposite sign. So January the 31st, we've got a lunar eclipse happening in your 1st house, and February the 15th, a solar eclipse happening in your 7th house. So we've got an activation here of you. Who am I? The lunar eclipse might shine a light on you saying, hey, what am I about? How do I want to project myself? How do I want to be seen? You might change your look. You might start to wear a totally different style. You might even design your own clothes or accessorize in a completely new and innovative way. It's an opportunity with the solar eclipse in that 7th house for new beginnings with your relationships. So as you begin to reinvent self, which you certainly will do in many ways this coming year, you also have an opportunity to reinvent relationships, to put some spice into your relationships, something new, something that's not been there before, inspiration, upliftment, positivity, the ability to break through negative, destructive patterns. Just to become aware of them will be enough for you to transform all of your relationships and bring them onto a level that's very nourishing for you on a deep, deep level. And the big news this year is that Uranus goes into Taurus on May 16th, moving here to your 10th house, where it will stay for a number of years. Now, Uranus is the great awakener. It often can create turbulence and sudden shifts, But what it is great for is remember that it is the higher mind. It's stimulating all these top chakras, and especially as it's reaching to the top part of your chart here, it's an opportunity to really break out, to be free, to find freedom in your career, in your work, in how you want to express yourself in the world. It's an opportunity maybe for some disruption. Maybe it's necessary. Maybe as a fixed sign, you've got into a bit of a rut and it's time to break out, to bring some fresh air into your career, into your purpose. And your purpose, you don't have to necessarily be working. It could just be how you really are in your everyday life, how you interact with people, how you interact with yourself. And it's a wonderful opportunity for this deep awakening and for light bulbs to go off. So try new things, take some risks, step out of the norm, the comfortable, and you'll find the magic begin to happen for you. We'll see some turbulence, some upheaval in our external world, generally, and don't be afraid of some butterflies and changes in your internal world, because that's Uranus doing its job. It's moving you to a higher frequency so that you can pick up more energies, more of your multidimensionality, and really take yourself, propel yourself out of the mundane and into something that is more all-encompassing. Could be very exciting. Don't be afraid of it. June 26th to August 27th, we've got Mars going retrograde here in your relationship house. Got some RXs here. So Mars retrograde. When Mars goes retrograde, it's an opportunity to rethink how you're using your energy. So this is an opportunity to reevaluate what actions am I taking in relationships and why? What's my motivation? Do I need to back off a little from a relationship? Am I being too full on? Could I make more of an effort? Do I want to make more of an effort? So this is an opportunity really for a re-evaluation of what the energy is that you're putting into relationships and how you're feeling in those relationships and whether some changes need to be made. Whether you need to make some detours, Mars going retrograde. When it goes direct again, then you'll be clear at the end of August as to what you want to do. But during the end of June, all of July and much of August, this is a wonderful time to really reevaluate the balance of energy in yourself and your relationships. And the next important aspect is a solar eclipse happening on July 12th, and this solar eclipse happening in your 12th house. So what does this mean for you? A solar eclipse in the 12th house is an opportunity to bring everything that you've had suppressed, secret, held down, repressed, to come into the open. Maybe it's time to share a vulnerable experience, something that you learned a lot from, but to share it with other people. Maybe to blog about it so that other people can see that there are people that have gone through a similar thing that you've been through, but you've come out the other side of it. It's an opportunity to shine a light on your internal life. It's telling you to spend some quiet time, maybe in nature, near water, anywhere that gives you a sense of peacefulness. It will be very important to bring that element into your life, especially as we've got so much happening in the relationship houses. Because on July 27th, we've got a lunar eclipse in your relationship house, and on August 11th, a solar eclipse happening again in Leo for you. So anything that you start or move forward with at the end of January, February time could either maybe complete during July, August, or may have another wave of development during July, August. But this solar eclipse in August, an opportunity for you to shine, to find your creativity, to attract, to manifest all the things that you've wanted. This is a real beautiful magnet for attracting everything you want. So start thinking about the things that you want to attract and feel as though you've already got them. And then when this solar eclipse comes round, you just watch everything just magically appear in your life. Your relationship, your finances, your work, your spiritual growth, everything. On October the 5th to November 17th, Venus goes retrograde first in your 4th house and then back into your 3rd house. So when Venus is retro, this is an opportunity to reevaluate everything connected with finances and yet again relationships. And for you, Leo, your relationships with family, with home, an opportunity maybe to reevaluate your surroundings, maybe to make them more comfortable. How can you just make things feel gentler around you? And then when it goes back into this 3rd house, an opportunity to reevaluate how you communicate, your networks, the people that you are sharing information with. Do you want to make any changes there? What could you improve? What could you do differently? These are all possible questions that you could ask yourself to make really good use of that Venus in your 3rd house. And it's also a wonderful time for learning something new and also coming back to something that maybe you started to learn or study or teach, and then come back to it to perfect it or to do something more with it. And finally, November the 8th, we've got Jupiter going into Sag in your 5th house, a wonderful placement for Jupiter. That will be there for the pretty much a whole year. This brings the opportunity for romance into your life, for opening a new business, for expanding a business, for your creative skills to really exponentially grow, and to bring more joy into your life, to really consciously focus on enjoying and joyful experiences and sharing those with others. Again, keeping on sharing. When somebody comes at you and shares a joyful experience, you feel uplifted, don't you? And you want to share something then with the next person. Joy is infectious. So infect yourself and others with joy. It's a very fortunate aspect and can also be fortunate in certain speculation. Although I would caution you a little on that because it would depend on the exact aspects in your chart as to whether it could be fortunate or maybe not quite so fortunate. So there's your 2018 general forecast. I've done a special video about retrogrades because it's unusual to have Venus and Mars retrograde in the same year, and of course the usual Mercury retros. So I've done a free intro video. For those of you interested in more, you can purchase a 3-video set over 45 minutes of recording, all about Mercury retro, Venus and Mars retrograde. First of all, in the natal chart. Maybe you've got it in your natal chart. Maybe you know somebody who's got it in the natal chart. What does that mean? The do's and don'ts. And also, I go right round the houses, so it'll be a resource that you can use time and again, because these retrogrades happen all the time, and you can really find out what's happening for you personally and prepare for those energies. Maybe you'd like a personal reading or a channeling, whatever. I just really want to thank you so much for tuning in, for liking, subscribing, all your comments, your feedback, your love. I'm growing with you in all of this. I feel as though these monthly videos grow into something new, into something different, into something more creative. And I'm just so grateful for you. Have a wonderful 2018, and I will be seeing you again soon.